Imagine a land where spirits roam the mountains, where the line between the seen and unseen blurs, and a single man's arrival changes everything. Who was Padmasambhava, the Lotus-Born, the mysterious figure who brought Buddhism to the wild heart of Tibet? Why do his teachings still echo across centuries, calling to anyone seeking meaning in a chaotic world? If you're new to Buddhism, you might wonder, how can an ancient story hold the key to understanding your own life? Stay with me, because this is no ordinary tale. It's a journey into the heart of awakening, and it starts right now. In this video, we'll unravel the legend of Guru Rinpoche, a master who tamed demons, transformed hearts, and left hidden treasures for us to find today. You'll discover how his wisdom can cut through confusion, offering clarity and peace even in our modern world. Whether you're curious about Buddhism or searching for a deeper purpose, this story will spark something within you, a question, a feeling, maybe even a path. We'll explore how Padmasambhava's teachings can light the way, no matter where you are on your journey. So, grab a cup of tea, take a deep breath, and let's dive into a story that's as timeless as it is transformative. Hit that play button and let's uncover the secrets of the Lotus-Born together. Trust me, you won't want to miss this. The Lotus Dawns. In the vast windswept highlands of Tibet, where the sky stretches like an endless prayer flag and the mountains stand as silent sentinels, a figure emerged from the mists of time. His presence both a beacon and a mystery. His name was Padmasambhava, revered as Guru Rinpoche, the Lotus-Born, a master whose life wove together the threads of human struggle, divine wisdom, and an unshakable resolve to illuminate the path of awakening. To speak of him is to step into a story that pulses with the rhythm of the heart, a tale that beckons you closer, whispering truths that linger long after the words fade. Stay with me, for this is not merely a recounting of events. It is a journey into the essence of existence itself, where every step reveals a spark of the eternal. Imagine a world where the veil between the seen and unseen is thin, where spirits roam the crags and valleys, some benevolent, others fierce and untamed. It was into this untamed land that Padmasambhava arrived, his eyes alight with a fire that could pierce the darkest illusions. Born, as legend tells, from a lotus in the midst of a sacred lake, he was no ordinary being. His birth was not bound by flesh alone, but was a manifestation of compassion, a response to the cries of a world lost in the fog of ignorance. Yet, to understand his mission, you must first feel the weight of the land he entered, a Tibet of the 8th century, where ancient deities clashed with human ambition, and the Dharma, the teaching of the Buddha, was but a faint whisper against the roar of primal forces. Can you sense it? The tension in the air, the hunger for something greater. Hold that feeling, for it is the spark that draws you deeper into this tale. Padmasambhava's arrival was no accident. He was summoned by King Trisong Detsen, a ruler whose heart burned with a vision to anchor his kingdom in the light of the Buddha's teachings. But the land resisted. The spirits of the mountains, the rivers and the winds, entities of immense power, guarded their dominion with ferocity. These were not mere myths, but forces that shaped the lives of the people, their fears, their rituals, their very breath. To bring the Dharma to such a place was to challenge the roots of existence itself. And yet, Padmasambhava did not hesitate. Why? Because he saw what others could not. The potential for transformation, the hidden seed of awakening within even the wildest of spirits. As you watch these videos, pause for a moment. Can you feel the courage it takes to face the unknown? Not with force, but with understanding. This is where the story begins to unfold, pulling you closer, urging you to see what lies beyond the next ridge. His first steps in Tibet were not those of a conqueror, but of a listener. Padmasambhava walked the rugged paths, his robes catching the wind, his gaze meeting the unseen. The spirits, fierce and defiant, rose to meet him, some as towering shadows, others as whispers in the night. They were not evil, but raw, untamed, bound to their own cycles of chaos. To the people, these beings were both protectors and tormentors, their wrath as unpredictable as a storm. Padmasambhava, however, saw them differently. He saw their suffering, their entanglement in the same web of illusion that bound all beings, and so he did not fight them with weapons or words of condemnation. Instead, he sat with them, his presence a mirror reflecting their own nature. Imagine this moment, a man, alone in the vastness, facing a spirit whose form could shake the earth, yet offering only stillness. What power lies in such a choice? Stay with me, for this is where the story turns, where the ordinary becomes extraordinary. Through meditation and mantra, Padmasambhava began to weave a bridge between worlds. He chanted, his voice resonating with the cadence of the cosmos, each syllable a thread of compassion. The spirits, at first resistant, began to soften. Some, like the wrathful deity Pehar, roared in defiance, their forms twisting in the air like tempests. But Padmasambhava's heart was a lotus, unblemished by fear. He spoke to them not as enemies but as kin, offering vows that bound them to the path of the Dharma. One by one they knelt, not in defeat, but in recognition of a truth they had forgotten. This was no mere taming. It was a transformation, a dance of energies redirected toward liberation. Can you feel the shift? The way the air seems to lighten, the way the heart quickens with possibility? This is the power of the Dharma, and it is only the beginning. Yet, Padmasambhava's work was not only with spirits. He walked among the people, their lives etched with hardship, their minds clouded by doubt. The Dharma was new to them, its concepts of impermanence and compassion as foreign as the stars. How do you teach a people to see beyond the cycle of birth and death? To embrace a path that asks them to let go of all they hold dear? Padmasambhava knew that words alone would not suffice. He taught through presence, through stories that sank into the soul, like rain into parched earth. He spoke of the Buddha's awakening, of the fleeting nature of joy and sorrow, of the boundless potential within every heart. His teachings were not lectures, but invitations, each one a spark that ignited curiosity, then longing, then resolve. Do you feel that pull? That moment when a single idea takes root and refuses to let go? Keep watching, for the story is weaving itself into you now. As he traveled, Padmasambhava planted seeds of wisdom in the form of hidden treasures, known as terma. These were not treasures of gold or jewels, but of teachings, sealed within the earth, the sky, and the minds of his disciples. Why hide such wisdom? Because he knew that the Dharma must endure beyond his time, that future generations would need guidance when the world grew dark again. These terma were like stars waiting to be uncovered, their light preserved for those destined to find them. Each treasure was a promise, a reminder that the path to awakening is never lost, only waiting to be rediscovered. Imagine holding such a secret in your heart, knowing it will bloom centuries later. Can you sense the weight of that trust, the hope it carries? This is where the story deepens, where you begin to see the threads connecting you to this ancient promise. But the path was not without resistance. The old ways clung tightly, and not all welcomed the Lotus-Born. Monks of rival traditions, wary of his power, whispered doubts. Chieftains, loyal to ancient deities, saw his teachings as a threat. Even the land itself seemed to rise against him, with storms and quakes testing his resolve. Yet Padmasambhava moved forward, his heart unshaken, He understood that resistance is part of transformation, that the mind clings to the familiar even when it leads to suffering. He met each challenge with a clarity that cut through illusion like a blade. In one village, a chieftain confronted him, demanding a miracle to prove his worth. Padmasambhava smiled, and with a gesture, a barren tree bloomed with lotuses. The crowd gasped, but he spoke softly. The true miracle is not in the flower, but in the heart that sees it. Do those words stir something in you? They linger, don't they? Pulling you to watch on, to uncover what happens next. As his fame grew, so did his circle of disciples, men and women drawn to his light like moths to a flame. Among them was Yeshe Tsogyo, a woman of extraordinary courage and insight, who would become his closest companion. She was no mere follower, but a force in her own right, her mind as sharp as a diamond, her heart as vast as the sky. Together they traveled the hidden valleys, consecrating sacred sites, their footsteps leaving blessings in the earth. Each site became a mandala, a map of the mind's journey to awakening. Yeshe Tsogyal recorded his teachings, her hands weaving his words into texts that would endure for centuries. Their bond was a testament to the power of shared purpose, a reminder that the path is not walked alone. Can you feel the warmth of that connection, the strength it offers? It calls you to keep going, to see where this journey leads. And so, the land began to change. Temples rose where once only spirits dwelled. The Dharma took root, its teachings spreading like wildflowers after rain. Padmasambhava's presence was a catalyst, his every act a lesson in compassion and wisdom. Yet, he knew his time in Tibet was not eternal. The treasures he hid, the vows he secured, the disciples he trained, all were preparations for a future he would not see. His mission was not to conquer, but to awaken, not to dominate, but to liberate. As you stand at the edge of this moment in the story, can you feel the weight of his legacy? The way it reaches across time, touching even you? Don't turn away now, for the tale is far from over, and its truths are only beginning to unfold. The mirror of clarity. The wind howls through the jagged peaks of Tibet, carrying whispers of a presence that has begun to shift the very soul of the land. Padmasambhava, the Lotus-Born, walks on, his steps steady, his heart a furnace of compassion that no storm can extinguish. The spirits he tamed now guard the Dharma, their fierce energies realigned to protect the path he carves. But the journey is far from over, and the tale grows richer, more intricate, like a tapestry unfolding thread by thread. You feel it, don't you? That pull to know more, to follow the light of this story as it weaves through the shadows of a world in transformation. Stay with me, for the deeper we go, the closer we come to truths that resonate within your own heart. In the villages and high passes, Padmasambhava's name begins to echo, not as a conqueror but as a mirror, reflecting the potential for awakening in all who encounter him. His teachings are not abstract philosophies but living sparks, igniting the minds of those who listen. He speaks of the impermanence of all things, how the mountains, though they seem eternal, will one day crumble, how joy and pain, like clouds, pass across the sky of the mind. Yet he offers more than words. He teaches practices, meditations, mantras, visualizations that turn the mind inward, revealing the boundless clarity beneath its turbulence. Imagine sitting at his feet, the cold stone beneath you, his voice a steady rhythm guiding you to see beyond the veil of your own fears. Can you feel the stillness that begins to settle, the curiosity that stirs? This is no mere story. It's a call to look within. Yet, not all are ready to hear. In the shadowed halls of power, where ambition and tradition hold sway, resistance festers. Some monks, steeped in older rites, see Padmasambhava's methods as foreign, his tantric practices too bold, too unbound by convention. They whisper of his miracles, lotuses blooming on barren trees, storms calmed with a gesture, not as signs of wisdom, but as threats to their authority. In one monastery, a council gathers, their voices sharp with doubt. "Who is this wanderer," they ask, "to reshape our ways?" Padmasambhava, hearing of their challenge, does not confront but invites. He enters their hall, his presence like a flame that neither consumes nor wavers. "Test me," he says, "not with words, but with the truth of your own hearts." What happens next? The air grows heavy, the room silent, as he sits, his gaze piercing yet kind. Stay with this moment. It holds a secret that will unfold, drawing you deeper into the tale. Rather than debate, Padmasambhava offers a demonstration, not of power, but of insight. He asks the monks to meditate with him, to face the nature of their own minds. As they sit, he guides them through the layers of thought, past pride, past fear, to the stillness beneath. One monk, hardened by years of rigid practice, falters, his eyes opening in awe. "I saw nothing," he stammers, "and yet everything." Padmasambhava smiles. "That is the beginning," he says. "Cling to nothing, and all is yours." This moment, simple yet profound, ripples through the monastery, softening hearts that once resisted. It's a reminder. Transformation begins not with force, but with seeing clearly. Do you feel that shift, that spark of recognition? It's as if the story is speaking to you, urging you to keep watching, to uncover what lies ahead. Beyond the monasteries, Padmasambhava's journey takes him to the people. Herders, traders, mothers, children, whose lives are woven with hardship and hope. In a village nestled in a valley, he meets a woman named Tashi, her face lined with grief for a son lost to the mountains. She asks, "If all is impermanent, why does my pain endure?" Her question hangs in the air, raw and real, a challenge to the Dharma itself. Padmasambhava kneels beside her, his voice soft but unwavering. "Your pain is a teacher," he says, "showing you the depth of your love. Let it guide you, not bind you." He teaches her a practice, a visualization of offering her sorrow to the vastness of compassion, letting it dissolve like mist in the sun. Tashi weeps, but her tears carry a new lightness. Can you imagine that release, that moment when the heart begins to open? The story holds you here, doesn't it? Whispering that there is more to learn, more to feel. With Yeshe Tsogyal at his side, Padmasambhava's mission deepens. She is more than a disciple, she is a partner, her wisdom amplifying his own. Together, they consecrate sacred sites, transforming caves and peaks into places of power. Each site is a mandala, a map of the mind's potential, infused with blessings that will endure for centuries. Yeshe Tsogyal, with her keen intellect, records his teachings, her quill scratching parchment under starlight. But she also learns the art of hiding terma, those treasures of wisdom sealed for future generations. In a hidden cave, they place a scroll, its words encoded with the essence of liberation. As they seal the entrance, Padmasambhava speaks. "This will be found when the time is right, by one whose heart is ready." Yeshe Tsogyal nods, her eyes reflecting the weight of this trust. Can you sense the mystery of it? The promise that spans time? It pulls you forward, doesn't it? Eager to know who will find these treasures. The land itself begins to respond. Where once storms raged, the skies clear. Where fear held sway, trust takes root. Padmasambhava's presence is a catalyst, but he is no savior in the ordinary sense. He does not promise escape from suffering but a path through it. His teachings, rooted in the Buddha's wisdom, yet vibrant with the immediacy of Tantra, offer tools to face the mind's chaos, to transform anger into clarity, desire into compassion. In one gathering, he teaches the practice of Tonglen, breathing in the pain of others, breathing out relief. The crowd, at first hesitant, begins to practice, their breaths sinking like a shared prayer. Imagine that moment, the unity, the softening of boundaries between self and other. It's a feeling that lingers, that makes you want to stay with this story, to see how it unfolds. Yet challenges persist. A chieftain, loyal to ancient deities, rallies his warriors, accusing Padmasambhava of weakening their traditions. They confront him at a pass, their weapons gleaming under the sun. He stands alone, his staff planted in the earth, his gaze steady. "Strike, if you must," he says, "but know that the true enemy is within." His words, like a mirror, reflect their anger back to them. The chieftain hesitates, then lowers his spear. "What is this power?" he asks. Padmasambhava replies, "It is the power of seeing clearly." The warriors, one by one, kneel, not in submission, but in wonder. This moment, tense, then transformative, holds you, doesn't it? You can't look away, not now, when the story is weaving such a spell. As Padmasambhava and Yeshe Tsogyal move through the land, their work becomes a dance of creation and preservation. Temples rise, their walls adorned with symbols of awakening. Communities form, bound by the shared practice of the Dharma. Yet Padmasambhava knows his time grows short. He speaks of leaving, of returning to the realm from which he came. His disciples, hearing this, feel a pang of loss, but he reassures them, "I am never gone. Look within, and you will find me." These words, simple yet profound, carry a promise that echoes through time. Can you feel it, that sense of connection that transcends separation? It's as if the story is reaching out to you, urging you to stay, to see what final truths await. The tale pauses here, its threads still weaving, its light still beckoning. The land is changing, the Dharma taking root, but Padmasambhava's greatest work, his legacy, lies just beyond the horizon. Don't turn away now, for the story is drawing you closer to its heart, where the eternal waits to be discovered. The eternal flame. The air grows thinner now, as if the mountains themselves hold their breath. Padmasambhava, the Lotus-Born, stands at the edge of a precipice, his silhouette framed against a sky ablaze with the colors of dawn. Tibet is no longer the wild, untamed land it once was. Its heart beats with the rhythm of the Dharma. Its valleys echo with the chants of those he has touched. Yet, the story is not complete. There is a weight to this moment. A sense that something vast is about to unfold, something that will bind the past to the future, the seen to the unseen. Can you feel it? That pulse of anticipation, that urge to lean closer, to catch every word. Stay with me, for this is where the tale weaves its final threads, drawing you into a truth that lingers like the scent of incense on the wind. Padmasambhava's work has transformed the land, but his mission is not to remain a fixture in it. He is a flame, meant to ignite and then move on, leaving embers that will glow for centuries. With Yeshe Tsogyal by his side, he continues to plant the seeds of awakening, each act a deliberate brushstroke on the canvas of time. They travel to hidden caves, their footsteps silent on sacred ground, where they conceal more terma, texts, relics, and teachings sealed with the power of his intention. These treasures are not for now, but for a future when the world will thirst for wisdom anew. Imagine the care with which he places a scroll in a crevice, his hands steady, his heart alight with trust in those yet unborn. These will find their seekers, he tells Yeshe Tsogyal. his voice a low hum that seems to resonate with the earth itself. Can you sense the mystery of it, the way it pulls you forward, eager to know who will uncover these hidden gifts? Yet, even as he prepares for his departure, Padmasambhava's presence remains a magnet for those seeking answers. In a village high in the Himalayas, a young boy approaches, his eyes wide with questions too big for his small frame. If all is impermanent, he asks, what is real? Padmasambhava kneels, his gaze meeting the boy's, and speaks of the mind's true nature, clear, luminous, untouched by the fleeting dramas of life. You are not your thoughts, he says, but the light that holds them. The boy's face softens, a spark of understanding dawning. This moment, so quiet, so intimate, is a microcosm of Padmasambhava's work, not to impose, but to awaken. Do you feel that spark within yourself, that flicker of recognition? It's as if the story is whispering to you, urging you to see beyond the surface of your own life. The resistance that once shadowed his path has not vanished entirely. In a remote stronghold, a group of shamans, loyal to ancient rites, gathers to challenge him one final time. They summon their deities, their chants rising like a storm. Padmasambhava arrives, not with defiance, but with an invitation. He sits among them, his presence a calm center in their tempest. Show me your gods, he says, and I will show you mine. The shamans conjure visions of wrathful spirits, their forms towering and fierce. Padmasambhava, unmoved, raises a hand, and the air shimmers with a mandala of light, its patterns revealing the unity beneath all forms. The shamans fall silent, their hearts stirred by a truth they cannot deny. Your gods are not separate, he says. They too seek liberation. This encounter, electric with tension and resolution, holds you, doesn't it? You want to know how it ripples outward, how it changes those who witness it. As the days pass, Padmasambhava begins to speak of leaving. His disciples, now a community of practitioners, feel the weight of his words. Yeshe Tsogyal, her eyes steady but glistening, asks, "How will we continue without you?" He smiles, his voice carrying the warmth of 1,000 suns. "I am not in this body alone," he says. "Look to the teachings, to the terma, to your own hearts. There you will find me." He teaches them one final practice, a meditation to connect with the essence of the Guru, a way to call upon his wisdom across time and space. This practice, known as Guru Yoga, is a bridge, a way to touch the eternal within the fleeting. Imagine sitting in that circle, your breath syncing with the others, feeling his presence even as he prepares to depart. Can you feel the power of that connection, the way it roots you to this moment? The story holds you here, its threads weaving tighter, pulling you toward its culmination. The final days are a flurry of activity. Padmasambhava consecrates the great monastery of Sami, its walls a testament to the Dharma's rooting in Tibetan soil. He blesses the land, the people, the very air, his mantras weaving a protective web that will endure long after he is gone. Yet, his departure is no ordinary farewell. On a high plateau, surrounded by his disciples, he speaks of his return. Not as a man, but as the light of awakening that never fades. The sky above swirls, clouds parting to reveal a radiance that defies description. Some say he ascended on a horse of light, others that he dissolved into the sky itself. What matters is not the form, but the feeling. A sense of presence that lingers, that wraps around the heart like a warm embrace. Do you feel it now, that warmth, that promise? It's as if the story is alive, reaching out to you, refusing to let go. In the wake of his departure, Tibet is transformed. The Dharma, once a fragile seed, now blooms across the land. Temples stand as beacons, their bells ringing with the cadence of his teachings. Yeshe Tsogyal, now a teacher in her own right, carries his legacy, her voice echoing his wisdom. The Terma, hidden in caves and streams, wait patiently for their destined finders, masters who, centuries later, will uncover them and reignite the path. The spirits he tamed stand as guardians, their fierce loyalty now bound to the Dharma. And the people, from herders to kings, carry his teachings in their hearts, their lives a testament to the power of awakening. Can you see it, this tapestry of light woven across time? It's a vision that stirs the soul, that makes you want to linger in this story, to hold its truths close. But the story does not end here, for Padmasambhava's legacy is not confined to Tibet or to the past. His teachings, his Terma, his very essence ripple outward, touching lives across centuries, across borders. Every meditation, every mantra, every moment of clarity is a thread connected to him. You, watching this now, are part of that tapestry. His invitation to see clearly, to awaken, to transform, is as alive today as it was then. Feel that connection, that spark that links you to this ancient promise. It's not just a story, it's a call, a reminder that the path is always there, waiting for you to take the next step. And so, as the wind carries his name across the mountains, as the Terma wait in their hidden places, the question remains, will you answer that call? The story ends, but its light does not. It burns within you, now and always.